Hey guys, Mad Theories here. Now I know a couple of people was wanting me to do, what if Kakashi turned to a part 3? I got you. So, I was just looking up a couple of things, and yeah. Now, does anybody remember, Kakashi's father, the White Fang? And, he basically, how he kind of committed suicide was because, he went back to go save his teammates, which was crazy because they said he was the White Fang and his power, or he was fame. I guess in power and I guess in fame, no. Scratch the entire thing. He was powerful. That man was broken. As broken as they say was that he was on level with the Sani powerful, and that's saying something. So let's just say he probably would have taken down Tsunade, Orochimaru, and Jiraiya. He probably could have he could have soloed them. Now, even though he committed suicide due to the fact that he saved his teammates and they all shunned him for it, and he couldn't handle it because he went to this sort of deep depression. Now, it would have made sense how when you see how Kakashi later on, he was like, oh, well, I don't want to help nobody because, my father did it and look what it got him. It landed him into depression and he killed himself. So it still would have been that way. Kakashi would have had a deep hatred for everybody in the village because he would have been like, all of you drove him to kill himself and I despise every single one of y'all. So obviously he would have grown up. He would have had that whole Sasuke mentality. He would have grown up and whatnot. Obito would have been there and stuff, and then he would be like, I don't care for nobody in this village, man. Y'all got my father killed and stuff. So he would have been antisocial, distanced himself from everybody, and then they would be like, oh yes, it's Kakashi and stuff, and then I would have said too, and he would have reached and got onto that team with Obito and Rin and Minato and stuff, and he would have started to change a little bit. He would have started to change, and he would have been like, oh well, yeah, I wanna see how this is because maybe his father was wrong about the whole situation, and two, he would have believed it where he would have pushed Obito out the way, and he would have died. Oh no. He would have went into this near-death experience type thing, and he would have went into the realm where his father was at. So he would have seen his father, and his father would have been like, what are you doing here? What happened? And stuff. And he would have told him I sacrificed myself. I did this and that. And then after for a while, he said, I did what you done and stuff. And then he would have been like, it's not a bad thing and stuff. And then he would have been pissed because at this time, because when Kakashi died in the whole pain arc, he was an adult, so he understood it a little bit more. Since he's a kid, even though he was at Jonin level, he still is a kid. So he would have been like, you died and this and that, and it wasn't right what they did to you and stuff. And he would have been like, you shouldn't feel this way and stuff. And then he would have been like, I'm kind of pissed. And then it would have triggered something in him. He would have been like, no, I get it. You're weak. You're weak because you had to go and save your friends, and I did it too. I became weak as you and stuff. And he would have been filled with rage and guilt. He would have been like, I should have never listened. And I should have never decided to help people. I should have never done this and that because now I'm dead. And stuff. And it's all because of you and your morals and that. I felt guilty. I felt that I should have saved people just as you did and stuff. And he would have went on that mentality because Kakashi looked up to his father. So he would have been like, I did all of this. I tried to be like you, and look what it got me. It got me killed. I tried it. It was like, I tried that and I failed and stuff. So he'd been like, no more. I'm done. I'm done with everything. I just want everybody dead and stuff. I just wished everything could just be erased. Next thing you know, he comes out of it. Madara picks him up, cheesing and smiling and whatnot. And the next thing you know, Madara's like, oh, who's this? And then Kakashi's looking at him. Kakashi's looking at him and stuff. Now this is like after. This is after when I would probably say no. Yeah. This is way after. This is way after everything, and that's when the rock fell on him, and all that other stuff, and that's when Madara would have found him. But before he would have found him, Kakashi would have been talking to his father, grieving and been upset and even enraged that he even done something like this, and he followed what his father did, and it got him killed. But not knowing that Madara basically saved him. Madara saved him, and then he told him his whole plans like he did to Obito and stuff. But here is the kicker. Obito and Rin would have been in that whole situation and stuff, and Kakashi wouldn't have never cared. So Madara would have been sitting back, giving him like a plan, like, the plan is gonna be doing this and that. So he would have corrupted him. Obviously, he would have told him that, well, you don't have to save nobody. You don't even have to care about nobody. Only thing you care for is yourself, your plans, and what you want to do as a person and as a ninja. So he would have been giving him all these lies, all this jazz, corrupting everything that he's already kind of stood for, and just turning it into shambles and stuff. So Kakashi would have been a dark ninja. He would have been like a very cold-blooded ninja. So he would have been sitting back, like, carrying out hits, like, okay, so Madara would have gave him, like, the perfect dream. He would have took the perfect dream and stuff, and then, even after the whole thing with, how when Kakashi killed Rin, and Obito would have been struggling to kill Rin, so Rin would have probably, like, would have took the kunai and ran herself into it and stabbed herself. Kakashi would have looked with a blank stare in his face, like, I absolutely don't care what have happened. He would have been looking and whatnot. Then they'd be like, where's Minato? On another mission somewhere. So he would have been looking with a blank stare. Probably a little pissed at what happened with what Obito did, but he would have never cared. He would have sat there and like, and killed though. Alright. And then he would have carried out his full plans of what Madara would have said. He would have carried out his plans. And after fall, when it would have came down to like the whole final vow, Kakashi would have had a blank stare in his face. You talking to a cold-hearted, like this dude literally has no soul. He is the ninja with no soul. So it's like when Obito would have been like trying to like reason with him, he's already broken. His father can't go on to the next afterlife because Kakashi never forgave him. He even blamed him for everything that happened and even leading up to his death. So he would have blamed him for it and stuff. Obito would have been trying to reason with him and stuff, but it would have been too late. It would have been too late. And probably towards the ending, that's when things would have kind of like reshaped up, and then he would have eventually probably would have gotten through to Kakashi, because Kakashi would have been just going around as what needed to be assassinating, killing, because he would have had the Rinnegan. He would have had like after when Nagato died and stuff, because he would have failed. He would have failed just like how Obito failed. He would have failed trying to like get Madara like resurrected. So he would have had to eventually start up the war and stuff. But he would have had the Rinnegan. He would have had the Rinnegan. And personally, with the Rinnegan, Kakashi would have been sick. Let's just put this out there. Like Kakashi wouldn't have not half baked it how Obito did. Nope. Kakashi would have been like the stone cold, soulless assassin type ninja, where he's just sitting there like, yo, carrying out his. So it's like, yo, we not messing with it. He would have sent chills down all the Akatsuki members' spine. Even Itachi, one of the baddest dudes up in it, would have never said anything. Because once what Kakashi would have said, this and that, his word was law, they would have never approached him, because he's the type of dude that would literally, like, you would get lightning blade through the heart. So anybody who would have failed him died and stuff. They would be like, Kakashi, let's die. Anybody who would have came back with a failure or would have report of the report that would have gave him, and it was have been false, or if they would have failed, he would have been killing them and stuff, because he would have been like, I don't care about nobody. Honestly, do not care about nobody. So he'd have been like, that type of dude to let people die. So if he was like let's say he was like on a mission somewhere, and one of his teammates, not the Akatsuki, But one of his teammates somewhere, like if he was doing like a little double agent act or a little disguising or whatever, and next thing you know, he was on a mission and somebody was like, "Oh, Kakashi, help!" Like let's just say it was like a scroll or something. Kakashi went on a mission. It was like some sort of scroll. And it was like, "Yo, Kakashi, Kakashi, help!" He would have lightning blade the dude, took the scroll, and like Kakashi, Kakashi, and whatnot. He would have been gone. He was like, "Nah, my name is not Kakashi," and this and that. He would have been giving people like fake names, fake everything and whatnot. He would have been completely dark. He would have been completely dark because it's like, again, Kakashi is like the type of dude. He would have fell down the rabbit hole that Sasuke fell down to, but it would have been a little bit more darker. His chakra would have been insanely darker and whatnot. How Sasuke almost killed Karin, how he almost killed Sakura. It would have been just like that, but darker. Darker. Where Kakashi would have actually gave no fucks. Darker. Where he's just sitting back and it's like, you know, like everybody's they're afraid of him. And he would have lived up to being the White Fang. He would have been like the new White Fang, but instead of the White Fang, he would have been called the Dark Fang. He was like Kakashi the Dark Fang and stuff, and it's like, yo, he would have been terrifying. So his name would have been up there to Madara. His name would have been up there to Madara. Instead of him saying like, when Obito said, "Oh, you know, I'm Madara who cheat." Nope. He would have been like, "I'm Kakashi the Dark Fang," and stuff. And they would have been like, "Oh shit, Kakashi the Dark," and it's like they would have been terrified of him. Nobody wouldn't have never touched him. Nobody would have never even touched him. Hell. I would even go as far as to say that he would have been that good. I wouldn't say he could have soloed the 5 Kages. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. But he would be so skilled in how on his way of killing that it would have been possible to injure and maybe kill a few of them. It could have been possible because it's like how Kakashi was fighting Zabuza, how he was fighting like everybody, like all of Kakashi's battle experiences and all the people that he fought, and that you seeing like, oh yeah, Kakashi's having like some sort of trouble. Nope, because the thing is with Kakashi that we always see, sometimes he doesn't really want to kill them. You know, he never really wants to kill unless he have to. But he's not the type of like person that will go on a killing spree and just kill people out of nowhere. No, that's not the Kakashi that we all know and love. But this Kakashi gave no fucks. He's killing everybody. Because he's so broken. Because he's like, the thing is like he feels that by helping others would only destroy himself. Because it's like if you help others and you would either he didn't want to feel the shame that his father did. So basically, as he goes up, he's not helping nobody. So when he's in the Akatsuki, he gives out the order, he gives the say so, they take it, they do it. So every time they come back and they capture a tail beast, he's like, "Alright, you did well. You did well," and stuff. So it's like he's not taking no prisoners. Everybody's dying. So he's coming along, like he's playing the role as a good ninja, but he's also being the type of dark ninja and doing like little secret missions, little secret roles here and there and stuff, killing people, you know, left and right and stuff. Even Orochimaru would have never tried. He would have never tried. He would have seen them doing that. He would have died. He probably would have died on the spot, or would have just instantly would have left and stuff. Now, leading up to like the big finale of the whole Madara and him saying, "Okay, let's switch." Now, I would go as far as to say it probably would have been a hell of a lot different. Where Kakashi would have been like, he would have turned on Madara. It would have not. Madara would have never been able to do anything, because at that point in moment, he would have been like, my life and my existence is worth everything. So the part where Madara would have said, "Okay, let's switch," he would have felt that Madara was instantly trying to kill him, and he felt that he's sacrificing himself and he's giving up his life so that way Madara could live. It would have pissed him off. And would have triggered him even more, to the point where he would have been like, "Okay, screw this. He would have had the body. He would have had the ten tails and stuff, and he would have killed Madara. He would have instantly would have killed them because he would have been like, I'm more bigger. I'm more bigger than you ever was and stuff. Because he would have been like, Madara, what? Like, I'm more bigger than you ever was and stuff. Like, I'm more terrifying than you ever was and stuff. And then he would have been laughing. He got a little psychoticness into him because it's like, gotta keep in mind, Kakashi was never really he was never stupid. Like, he wasn't. Everybody liked him because it was like he was unique and he was different and stuff. And he had really like a dark past. But this theory, it would have been even more darker. It would have been even more darker and stuff. He would have had some sort of thing against Obito because he allowed Rin to kill herself and stuff. He allowed this. So he would have obviously would have went after Obito and stuff, and Obito's trying to like reason with him like, yo, Kakashi, like, it's not like that. Yo, Kakashi, like, please talk to me. Like, you know, he's like, we was never friends to begin with. We was never friends. And the only reason they would have tried to work together was because Madara wasn't really fully dead. That when Kakashi tried to kill him, he wasn't really fully dead. Like, you know, Madara, he would have figured like some sort of way out of it, and then had his body, and then they would have worked together. But they wouldn't have worked together just because they was friends. They would have worked together because there's a huge threat and there's a greater enemy than them and stuff. And towards the ending, when Kagaya basically when she fired her little bones, her disintegration bones, towards the ending, Kakashi would have realized. He finally would have realized what his father was talking about on sacrifice. Well, not sacrifice, but helping out a friend and stuff. He would have realized it at that moment, and he would have sacrificed himself so that Obito can live. Because, you know, in this story, in this would have theory, Obito was like alive. You know, he didn't really take the bullet. You know, he didn't become evil. You know, so he would have took the bullet for Obito, and then Obito would have been like, you know, Kakashi and stuff, and then Kakashi just looking back at him, he's like, you know what? I finally understood what my father was talking about. And as his body, you know, starting to get disintegrated, he sheds one last tear, and he thinks of his father and stuff, and then, you know, he goes back over to Limbo. He talks to his father. He tells his father, like, you was right, Dad. Like, you was right. I'm sorry and stuff. And that way, his father can get the peace that he deserves, and Kakashi can get the peace that he deserves and stuff. And both men can, you know, go, you know, their separate ways and stuff, because it's like he finally understood what it meant to actually protect your friend, because he would have noticed something. He would have noticed something that, one, all the Akatsuki's is dead. That's one. They all dead. Two, he failed in his plans because Madara didn't die. He somehow survived and stuff. And three, he would have been like, well, you know, he would have came to thoughts like, you know, this isn't right somehow. It's like he would have felt more alone than he ever have been and stuff. And he would have thought about how his father was alone when he died, and then he would have thought about it like he was alone when he almost died, and he wasn't really thinking, and he felt used. He felt even more used and betrayed than he ever felt in his life. And when all the people that he killed, imagine this, all the people that he ever killed in his life and whatnot, and people that could have been there to help him, he chose not to do it and stuff. And his own selfishness, his own arrogance led up to this point and moment, and he'd have been like, you know what, Dad, you was right. I should have listened, and I should have helped out more people. I should have been the one to protect people and stuff. Like, you know, the way I've done it and the way I've seen things was wrong and stuff. So basically, you know, Kakashi would have had like his revelation. You know, he would have had like his own little revelation at the ending, and, you know, that would have been towards his death. I mean, it's kind of messed up that towards his death he would have realized what if all would have happened, but towards everything he would have been healed. Everything would have led all the way down to until he would have taken that bullet, sacrificed himself and whatnot, and he would have died. He would have died and stuff. But it would have been a bad way for Kakashi to go out, and he would have died and stuff. You know, the baddest dude up in there who rivaled Madara, and whatnot, and was the most feared ninja throughout history. That would have been it. and then his name would have went into Kakashi, the White Fang. You know, they would have been like, you know, the White Fang, but in history it would have been kind of like up and down, like the Dark Fang, the White Fang, and stuff, because in his life he killed like a lot of people because he gave no fucks. He killed a lot and stuff, so it's like, you know, people feared him. They feared him and stuff, and it was like, you know, he would have succeeded. Like I said before. Oh, before I say anything else, he would have succeeded in taking, like, you know, the whole probably like no, he would have took no. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have never succeeded in that. Madara would have had like the whole took in Naruto and stuff like that, and, you know, did his business from there. But you know, yeah, Kakashi would have been, like I said before, like a very dark type of a ninja, very dark type of a ninja. This is what I said before. But yeah, if you like what you heard and you heard what you like, you know, please subscribe, share, do all of that wonderful stuff. And I'll catch you later.